Now we are going to study about joint stock company. So joint stock company are those company who carry out their business activity on a larger scale. They have such power and capacity to meet the requirement of the modern industry. This form of organization was started in India in the 18th century. At present in India, we come across various type of joint stock companies such as public, private, government, statutory, etc. Here we have to understand what is the meaning of company first. Company means a group of individuals who are associated for a lawful common purpose or goal. So when group of individuals come together and carry out certain activities and they come for lawful common purpose, that is known as company. The goals, objectives here will be common. Then capital is invested by large number of persons. In simple word, a company is a voluntary association of persons for carrying some business and sharing the profits therefrom. Now, joint stock company. Joint stock company can collect huge capital for the business. They can collect capital from public in the form of shares or debentures or any other sources. The capital of the company is divided into small number of indivisible units of a fixed amount. These units are known as shares. So such type of companies get capital through share capital, and the smallest part of that share capital is known as shares. The directors are collectively known as board of directors. So the shareholders are the owners of the company, and this owners of the company select certain people as a representative of shareholders. So board of directors are known as the representative of shareholders. The directors are collectively known as board of directors, who carry out the working of the organization on behalf of the shareholders. The portion of the profit of the company distributed among the shareholders is known as dividend. Now people who take shares of a company, they invest certain amount in that company to get some return, some benefit, that is known as dividend. According to section 2 subsection 20 of the Companies Act 2013, company means a company incorporated under this act or any previous company law. It means every organization would get the status of a company if it is incorporated under the relevant law as a company before or after the enactment of Companies Act 2013. So who can get the status as joint stock company? All those companies who started their work under this common act, this act, Companies Act 2013, that will be regarded as joint stock company or any other previous company law. Features of joint stock company. The first feature is voluntary association. Membership of the company is open to all. Means whether you are male, female, or you come from any caste, creed, religion, membership is open to you. There is no membership of the company is open to all. A person at his own wish can become or leave membership of the company subject to the provisions of the articles of association of the company. So anyone can become the member or can leave as per the rules and regulations of the company. Then incorporated association. A joint stock company is an association of persons formed and registered under the Companies Act. Registration or incorporation is compulsory, means you have to do registration compulsorily as per the law. An association obtains the status of a joint stock company only after its registration under the Companies Act. This Companies Act we have studied in the previous slide, that who can be termed as joint stock company. All those companies which are incorporated under Companies Act 2013 or any previous company act or law. Then separate legal entity. Its existence is different from its members and directors. The members are owners and are liable in a limited way for the acts of their company and are conferred with the rights and duties. So here there is separate legal entities, members are different and company is different. Members are having liability but in a limited way, and that depends on their share, and they are also given certain rights and duties. So members and directors both have to do different type of duties here. Then artificial person, a joint stock company is an artificial person created by law. It is created by a legal process and has its own independent personality. It is known as artificial person because it can enter into contracts. Joint stock company can purchase, sell assets, properties, they can appoint people as an employee, but it cannot act on its own like a natural person as it is an artificial person. Then perpetual succession, a joint stock company has perpetual succession, that is continuous existence. Its existence is not affected by death, insolvency or retirement of any of its member. If any of the member dies or become insolvent, means their assets are less and liabilities are more, or if any member retires, then the company will not close down their activity, it will continue to work. Then common seal acts as its signature. See, now joint stock company is an artificial person, so it requires signature. So for the signature they can use common seal. It is affixed to all the important documents and contracts of the company. So when you make certain documents or contracts, you have to give your stamp on that document. That is a part of common seal. Usually two directors and the secretary sign the documents as witnesses after the seal is affixed. So you require someone as witnesses also. So the company needs to take the signature of two directors plus one secretary. Then limited liability. The liability of the shareholder of a joint stock company is limited, means a personal property will not be attached. It is limited up to the unpaid part of the face value of shares held by shareholder. So the liability is limited to the unpaid part of the face value of the shares. Means if the face value of shares say is rupees 10 and the unpaid is rupees 2, then that rupees 2 is a part of the liability, that is amount payable by the shareholder. So shareholder is liable to pay only the unpaid amount on his shares if any. Shareholders are not concerned with any liabilities of the company or debts of the company. Personal property of shareholders cannot not be attached to pay or repayment of debts by the company. The next is separation of ownership and management. In a company, ownership is separated from management. So shareholders are real owners of the company because they invest money into the business as share. However, they are unable to manage the day-to-day affairs of the company because see, shareholders can only invest the money, they cannot manage. Why? Because they are large in numbers. There could be thousands of lakhs of shareholders. Then they are scattered, means they stayed at a different part of a country. Someone is from Mumbai or someone could be from Delhi and even from the foreign countries, so they cannot gather one common place. C part is they keep changing because shares are transferable. Now if there is one person, say Mr. A, he can transfer the shares to Mr. B. So what happened? The ownership of the shares can get transferable. Then so they elect the board of directors to look after the management of the company. So who looks after the management? Board of directors. Who's elect them? They are elected by the shareholders. All policy decisions are taken by the board of directors. The next is transferability of shares. The shares of public company are freely transferable. A shareholder can sell shares as and when he desires. So he can sell the shares to another person as per the need and requirement of the shareholder. Number of members. A private limited company must have a minimum 2 members and a maximum 200 members. A public limited company must have a minimum 7 members and there is no limit on the maximum number of members. So remember these two important points, quite important for objectives perspective, like for fill in the blanks, true or false, match the column. Then capital. A joint stock company can raise huge capital due to a large number of members. Now the large number of members, people invest in such companies in huge manner, so they can raise huge amount of capital. A huge amount of capital can be collected by the company in the form of shares, debentures, bonds, public deposits, etc. Government control. A joint stock company has to work under government control and supervision. Registration is compulsory for all companies. A registered company must follow the regulations given in the company law. A company has to file a copy of the statement of profit. So all those companies who are doing business as joint stock company need to follow the law of the nation where they are working. They need to do their registration. They need to file a copy of the statement of profit with the government. They need to inform about their taxation. They need to pay the tax. All the things must be done by the companies. So government can keep the regular check on these companies.